journalist. I'm joined now by the police chief of St. Cloud, William Blair Anderson, who joins me to talk more about this horrific incident. Thank you so much for being here, Chief. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So the Associated Press is reporting this morning that an ISIS-linked news agency is claiming that the Minnesota mall stabber was, quote, a soldier of the Islamic State. Last night you declined to call the attacks an act of terrorism. What do you now believe in light of this new information?
We still don't have anything substantive that would suggest anything more than what we know already, which is this was a lone attacker. And right now we're trying to get to the bottom of what his motivations were. As you would imagine, there are many moving parts. And I'm due for a briefing here in not too long from now so that I can find out what our investigators have been able to glean about this individual.
As of now, what do you know about reports that the individual mentioned Allah and asked his would-be victims if they were Muslim before he stabbed them?
I can tell you what I told our local media last evening, and I got the information from one of my investigators who spoke with a witness that the individual, the attacker himself, did ask some of the people if they were Muslim before they were attacked.
And all but one have been released from the hospital. How is that individual doing, the one who is still in the hospital, and how severe are these wounds?
As of last night, none of the injuries were life-threatening. I suspect that I will get a status update in the briefing that I'm going to attend here in a very few minutes. And if there's any good news in a situation like this, it's that. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims, and you know, the response by our agency and our neighbors and our local, state, and federal partners was swift, and I'm confident that that prevented this from being much worse.
Local reports say authorities are searching 2 apartment units right now in St. Cloud. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
Again, I suspect I'll get a briefing on that when I go upstairs. But right now, there's nothing alarming, or else I would have heard by now. But I am anxious to get upstairs and see exactly what they've been able to discover so that we can say definitively one way or another what this is or isn't.
As far as you know, is there any connection between the stabbings that took place in Minnesota and what we saw in New Jersey and New York yesterday? And does it raise your suspicions that there would be 3 potential terrorist attacks all the same day in the United States?
Well, it's certainly ironic, but again, right now, we don't have any evidence to suggest that they were connected in any way. And I'm hopeful that once we're able to figure out what the motivation was for our attacker here, we'll be able to say again definitively what, if any, connection there might be.
Based on the information that you have collected, tell us what transpired last night at the Crossroads Mall.
About 8 p.m. Last night, one individual went into our mall armed with a knife and stabbed 8 or 9 people. And the reason I say 8 or 9, we reported 8 yesterday, but we found out this morning, and we're still trying to confirm that one victim transported themselves to a hospital outside of our city. That attacker was confronted by an off-duty police officer, shot and killed.
And what do we know about the perpetrator that you can tell us right now? He was apparently wearing a private security uniform. Did he work in security? And we're told that law enforcement was aware of him. Was he under any sort of surveillance?
He wasn't under any surveillance by our agency. We've had several contacts with him, mostly for minor traffic violations. We do know that he was wearing a private security uniform, and we're in the process right now of trying to figure out if he in fact worked for a private security company or if he worked for one previously. But again, hopefully all of those things will become much clearer after I'm able to talk with our investigators.
You say he was known to law enforcement mainly for small traffic violations, but that suggests that you maybe knew him for something else in addition?
No, there's no evidence that there was any other contacts with our agency and that individual.
And you also said yesterday, tomorrow St. Cloud will not be the same anymore. What do you mean by that? How do you think St. Cloud is going to change?
Whenever something as awful as this happens, it's hard for things to be the same as they were. I will tell you this. There are a lot of decent, hardworking, and resilient people in St. Cloud. And so I can tell you what is more likely to happen than not, and that is all of the wonderful partnerships and relationships and cohesion that we share as a community will be strengthened by this. It will not deteriorate as a result of this, but certainly things are different today here in St. Cloud than they were yesterday. I wasn't on CNN talking with you yesterday.
All right. Chief, we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. God bless to you. Good luck, and good luck to the people of St. Cloud.
All right. Thank you.